must a man walk down before you call him a man?
You know, I want to kick off 2010 by introducing a truly magical and revolutionary product today. But before we get to that, I just want to talk about some updates. So first, Linux on the desktop. We've had a great year. Ubuntu had another great release. SUSE had another great release. Gentoo. They've all had pretty spectacular releases, both on the laptop, the traditional desktop, as well as the netbook. We've seen some tremendous innovation. Just great effort towards making computing available to everyone. But today is about the future. In 2007, I was very proud to be part of a community bringing Linux to the iPhone. I had a version called the iPhone. It's cool. It's the iPhone, and I'm glad I get to bring it to you today. Perhaps, not the best creation, but it certainly delivered the goods in terms of getting everybody excited about putting Linux in the hands of people who wanted touch screens and the whole thing. Certainly, all of us use laptops and smartphones, and by all I mean everybody in in San Francisco and Los Angeles and in New York. The people that matter use laptops and smartphones. And the logical question is there room for another device in the household beyond the Xboxes and the PSPs and the PS3s and the DSs and the Nokia 800s and the iPhones and the iPhones and the Nexus One? Is there room for yet another device that does basically the same thing? And in this case, runs Linux. I think so, and happen to think that over the last couple of days, I've developed the goods. I've got the goods to bring Linux to the next platform. So, without further ado, I'd like to introduce the LiPad, Linux in tablet form. And so if you see here, what we've got is the most advanced Linux tablet operating system and hardware in existence today. So let me take you through some of this, and then we'll, actually, it's not so good to just demonstrate it. It's better to just do. So let's see what we've got is a Wacom tablet connected to a second generation iPod Touch, connected to one laptop per child. There's some duct tape that's evident on the exterior, but it's black, so it kind of blends in. What's amazing about this device is that this is the kind of device you expect to be able to sit in your living room and work naturally with it. You want to scroll over things, you want to view the internet in restricted form, no Flash, no Internet Explorer, basically no standard JavaScript. This is the form to do it. So if it's basically a text-only experience that you're looking for, the LiPad is the way to go. Fully manipulative interface where you just run your hand over it, you do different things, and you hope for the best. Watch media, enjoy media in an interface that is more natural to that media. I would love to show it to you today, but I haven't cracked the encryption code yet, nor downloaded the hack to decode the DVDs. I would have shown you Star Trek or Transformers 2, but unfortunately that's not working, so the best I can do is re-encode some YouTube videos, which I've done, but not on this device. And I think what's exciting everyone about the iPad format, and for some time the tablet format, is the fact that you can just, it's natural that you can kind of just do things. And I can assure you that with the LiPad, nothing works the way you expect. I mean, email, you're lucky if you can get one out. With browsing the web, I mean, frankly, you can get to Slashdot. You know, the idea of word processing and whatnot, we leave that to other people to do anyway. I mean, people who work on Linux, it's really not important that you be able to do those sort of things. It's important that you actually be able to get hardware to boot. And what's this going to cost? At roughly $153.52 on eBay. It takes about 8 weekends to get the install to work. Now, we don't have a fancy deal with AT&T, but I'm sure if you're clever, you'll be able to hack the networks. We think it's revolutionary. Now, what I want to do is kind of, just leave you with a simple question and answer. Why bother? Why bother? Why do Linux, in a tablet form? Because it's not Apple, and it's not Microsoft. So we should do something else. And the reality is, Linux has always been at the intersection of anti-culture and free shit. When we look at this thing, it's technologically okay. It's pretty impossible to use, but it's basically free. Frankly, that's what matters with Linux, that you can get by. It's a little different than what you expected, but we think it's magical because we're forcing you to do things you wouldn't normally do when you sit down to compute. And on one of these, you'll be extremely cool, or at the very least on the fringe. Having the only iPad on your block gives off a certain air. You certainly can go to socialmode.com, where I have a few units to give out. I'm sure version 2 will be a little more functional. Thanks for hanging out. I had to get this off a LimeWire. But please don't tell anyone. So be sure to check it out. The LiPad. Linux on the iPad. Go Penguins.
Before she sleeps in the sand. Yes, and how many times must the cannonballs fly?